I believe that Fantom's native token, called FTM, is a sleeping giant. That's what she said. However, besides that point, I believe that FTM could hypothetically at least go to the price of $20 during the next bull run and make all of those Fantom haters come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used vibrator that they just saw was on the sale rack down at the thrift shop. It's going to be potentially very unhygienic and somewhat embarrassing. However, besides that point, in today's video, I'm going to explain several reasons why I believe FTM could hypothetically go to the price of at least $20 during the next bull run. First of all, I think that Fantom is one of the best layer 1 blockchains out there. Fantom is secure, it's scalable, it's highly decentralized, and it's very fast as well. That's what she said. In the world of cryptos, being very fast is amazing, right? You want to be fast. However, in real life, you don't really want to be a one-pump stunner, if you know what I mean. You don't want your quarry to release in... However, but it doesn't end there because Fantom is even EVM compatible as well, which I find very amazing. Currently, there has been over 200 decentralized applications deployed on Fantom, and the ecosystem is growing. There's currently thousands of daily active users on the Fantom network, which I think is a true testament to just how special Fantom is. A lot of the Fantom non-believers, or should I say haters out there, they like to pull out their G-strings, they like to pull out their pom-poms, whatever it may be, and they like to say that, oh wow, the Fantom network is done. Oh my goodness, Fantom can't survive the bear market, but that's completely not true. We're still seeing a lot of activity and traffic on Fantom, and I think that if anything, it showcases how it's still thriving. It's not done, and I think that the best is yet to come for Fantom. A lot of people clearly still have great conviction in its future, and so do I. In addition, I think that it should be noted how Fantom has one of the best staking ratios out there. And that's not a joke, by the way, because Fantom currently has a higher staking ratio than the Near protocol and even Polygon as well. And now when I say that, it's not taking anything away from the Near protocol or Polygon, but I will say that the fact that Fantom even has a higher staking ratio than both of them truly speaks volumes in my opinion. And personally for me, I think that Fantom is a lot better than the competition. And why do I say that? Because, for instance, when we compare Fantom to the BNB Smart Chain, I just don't think that the BNB Smart Chain is that amazing in my opinion. And why do I say that? Because if we take a look at this, just last year, over 20% of the total crypto hacks that happened actually occurred on the BNB Smart Chain ecosystem, which is absolutely insane. You don't see any of that type of nonsense going on with Fantom. You just don't see that. If I were to put an analogy on the BNB Smart Chain, I would call it the Britney Spears of blockchains. And why do I say that? Because when we take a look at Britney Spears, yeah, she's rich, but in my opinion, she has a fundamental compromise. Much like the BNB Smart Chain, it has a massive ecosystem, but in my opinion, it has a fundamental compromise. I mean, just think about this, right? When Britney Spears got divorced with Kevin Federline, and when she was fighting over the custody over the kids, what happened? In the end, the judge ruled that Kevin Federline was going to have custody of the kids instead of Britney Spears, which I think is very alarming because when you think about it, Kevin Federline, he's a complete cuckoo. He's a complete nut job in my opinion. If someone loses custody over their kids to a guy like Kevin Federline, then you most definitely know that that person has a fundamental compromise. And in this case, it's Britney Spears. The fact that Britney Spears can't even beat out Kevin Federline, in my opinion, truly says something about her fundamentals, which in my opinion is just very caca. And no, I'm not talking about Kaka, the soccer player. I'm talking about the caca that stinks. The number 2 caca. I think that Fantom is a lot better than the BNB Smart Chain. It may not be as massive, in terms of the ecosystem, but in my opinion, in terms of fundamentals, it's just a lot better. And now I want to shift gears real quick and talk about a very amazing statistic when it comes to Fantom, because currently, Fantom has been able to process over 500 million transactions, and it even has over 9 million accounts as well, which I find very mind-blowing. Really anyway, take a look at it. I think that Fantom is such an amazing layer 1 blockchain. Statistically, it's amazing. I think its fundamentals are A+, and I think that the ecosystem is continuing to grow. So really, when I take a look at all of those factors, I do believe that that is a recipe for success. I think that Fantom has such a bright future ahead, and personally, in my opinion, a major catalyst, which I believe could very well allow Fantom's native token, called FTM, to hypothetically attain the price of $20 during the next bull run, is the fact that I do think that the next bull run could be absolutely amazing. And the reason why I say that is because currently there's over 420 million people around the world owning cryptocurrencies. And now to some people, they may think, that's not really that impressive. But in reality, when you think about it, it's very impressive because back in 2021, during that massive bull run, there was roughly only around 300 million people owning cryptos. And yet still, even despite that, the bull run that year looked that unbelievable. So you gotta imagine just how much more unbelievable the next bull run could look like, especially now that we have over 420 million people owning cryptos. In my opinion, when you have that many people, during the next bull run, the FOMO, buying pressure, and buying volume could be absolutely insane. And when I take all of those factors into consideration, and when I consider just how special Fantom is, I don't see why FTM during the next bull run won't hypothetically at least go to the price of $20. At least that's the way I take a look at it. And personally for me, I am continuing to dollar cost average into FTM. I am ignoring the short to medium term price movements, and I'm focused on the next bull run. And why do I dollar cost average? Because in my opinion, it's the best strategy for me that removes all of the unnecessary anxiety that often comes associated with day trading, using leverage, swing trading, all of that nonsense. Doing that type of stuff, in my opinion, it can be very frustrating and it can be very stressful. And in my opinion, there's no need to overcomplicate things through crazy nonsense like that. And also think about this, right? What strategy has Warren Buffett used for the past 50 plus years when it comes to investing? It's dollar cost averaging. And in my opinion, it's worked well for the past 50 plus years. And I think it's going to work well again for the next 50 plus years. I really do believe that. It's clearly a proven strategy, and that's why I'm doing it. If it works for Warren Buffett, why wouldn't it work for me? At least that's the way I take a look at it. Through dollar cost averaging, I believe that I am preparing myself for the next bull run in such a fantastic way. I am ignoring the short to medium term price movements. I don't care about what happens to the price of FTM next week, next month, and the next 2 months. I could care less about that. Again, right, I'm focused on the next bull run. And as of right now, I'm only just going to accumulate more and more. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if FTM during the next bull run did hypothetically at least go to the price of $20. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I think it's that special, and I think that the next bull run could really dwarf the bull run that we saw back in 2021. I truly do believe that. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.